Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live. Thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Tonight, we are going to do mini readings. In order to get on the list, you have to send $25 to my PayPal. The link is in the description below. And once you do, I will add your name to the list, and then I'll let you know when it's your turn. And then you can get a reading. In fact, I should grab my little list guy real quick. So we have one person on the list so far for tonight, and there's no one else after that. So if you get on the list, you'll be going pretty soon. Let's see, today is, I can't believe it's already the 31st of January. Something's wrong. Wait, what? That's insane. So Jude is the first person on our list, and she wants an astrology reading, and I'll be putting that information up in a second. So I'm going to give it a moment to see if anyone else gets on the list. And while I do that, I also want to share, while I also redo my little bun, I want to thank you guys for being a part of this channel. I'm excited because this weekend we have a full moon in Leo coming up. I will be doing the astrology of the full moon in Leo here on this channel, I believe Friday night, and then the human design on Saturday. And then we have our full moon ceremony in the new community platform on Sunday. It's a free event that you can join. I will be creating the event for that soon, probably tonight. And to join us in that free full moon ceremony, all you have to do is create an account in the new global community. It's called Channel for Grace Global Community. And I do free events there, live events, and it's a really, really fun app. We get to connect with each other. We get to create and build even further this beautiful community. I'm also hosting all of my courses on there now. So if anyone has ever taken a course with me before, the content is going to be transferred. It's already being transferred right now. I'm working on that like tirelessly to get all those courses transferred over. So you will have to create a new account during this new platform to access the course content. And I will be sending out emails this week that will definitely let you know of how to do that and all that stuff. But I am so excited because soon the Aquarian Astrology courses will be uploaded. The Moon Goddess Training 2023 is already open and ready for registration. That's the very first thing that I had ready. And I am so excited to start that on February 20th. If you have been curious about doing the Moon Goddess Training, it's basically a year-long program. There are 3 levels, but you don't have to sign up for all 3 levels. You can sign up for just one. You can sign up for 2 or obviously all 3. Level 1 is required for level 2 and level 2 is required for level 3. That's the only thing. But you could technically just do level 1 if you wanted and just kind of like leave it at that. But the whole point of the Moon Goddess Training is it's an ancient mystery school from the ancient Atlantean path of the Arsayan, the priests who knew how to speak with the world or communicate with the Akashic. And so the course itself is an Akashic certification. Level 1 is the fundamental knowledge that you need to be able to access the Akashic records, just like the ancient Arsayan priests and priestesses did, which is learning sacred geometry, your gene keys, the chakras, the dimensions, the laws of the universe, going through each of the temple initiations that we went through in ancient Egypt as initiatic students. It is also in level 2, diving deeper into our trauma and both sexual trauma, karmic trauma, our wounding map. It really is a map of our wounding that we get to really understand at a very deep level. And finally, in level 3, after doing all of that internal work, we dive into actually practicing and learning the technique of doing Akashic record readings for other people, and you end up with a certification. And what's so cool is that we just had our first graduating class of 2022 finish their program. This week is basically the tying up the loose ends and everything, but I do want to say congratulations to all of you goddesses. They did their final practicum, their final exam. They submitted shamanic journey, and they're so amazing. I actually just had an amazing session with one of the graduates who is Veronica. It was an amazing reading, and we talked about soul contracts. One specifically that I was really curious about. It was an amazing reading. I highly recommend that you guys try an Akashic reading out if you haven't yet. They are so much fun and so beautiful the way that they all unfold. So there's so many things happening and so many things to be excited about in this new space. And now we're going to dive into the readings. Let me finish off the list because I know a couple people just got on while I was talking. And if you are new, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure that you download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It enters you into my email list, and I send out a weekly moon magic report. The next one comes out tomorrow morning, and you get the forecast, the horoscope, basically for the week ahead and everything that's coming up. People really love getting that in their inbox every Wednesday. Okay, so here's the list. We've got Jude is first. Then we have Rachel. Then we have Jeanette. And then we have Jessica. So those are all of the people that are on the list right now. The list is open if anybody wants to get on it. Let me share the iPad. And then we will dive right in. Let's do this. And yeah, I didn't even say hi to everybody that's in the chat. Hello, Jeanette. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Lucida. Hello, Nelvin. Welcome into the broadcast. And if you're here but you haven't yet said hi in the chat, hello. Thank you for being here and watching and hanging out. We are going to do a transit reading for Jude. And so I am going to pull up her information, and I already have it because she actually messaged it to me. And so I just have to input it in real quick. So here we go. She actually is somebody who's not able to use the chat or anything like that. So we take care of it beforehand. But for everybody else, make sure that when I call your name that you have your information ready and that you're ready to put your question in the chat. Okay, so there we go. And we're doing a transit reading. I think what her question was that she's got a lot going on. She feels a little bit like kind of off balance, not connected, no energy. And so we're going to look into what we see in the chart. So here we go. Hello, Black Butterfly. How are you doing, Shay? And Tim is also here. Welcome in. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to actually... Well, I might want to move it, so I'm going to leave it right here. Here we go. Let me know if you guys can see this in the chat. No, actually, let me actually take a picture. Okay. For some reason, I want to be able to kind of write on it and stuff, and so in order to do that, I have to... Where did that go? I can't ever find my photos. It's super crazy. Okay, here it is. And then we got... Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So what do we got going on? Also, if you're going to get a reading, you can choose from astrology, tarot, oracle, or human design or gene keys. And you know what, you guys? Well, actually, never mind. I had a wild thought, but we're going to hold off on that. Okay. So here we go. Back to business. Let's take a look at everything that's going on. Okay. The very first thing that I can see in regards to your energy, we're going to look at Mars. We are also going to look at... Okay. Yeah, we'll look at the 6th house. And okay, I'm just looking at everything that has to do with like physical body as well as energy and things like that. And that's like looking at Mars, who is the planet of drive and action, and also looking at the 6th house, which is the house of like everyday routine and health and physical health and stuff like that. So let's just take a look at what we got going on. The first thing that I noticed that you were actually born with Mars in Gemini. You have also Mercury in Gemini and your vertex also in Gemini. So I don't know if you were aware, but from October 30th through January 12th, I believe, Mars was actually retrograde. And that means that he was going over all of these Gemini markings in your chart. And what that retrograde did is it caused a lot of like, almost like felt like things were slowing down and we were going backwards. And lethargy is something like a big theme that came up from there. Also, like not having enough energy, not having drive to like do anything. All of those things were very, very present. And because you actually have Mars in Gemini, like that, it's sort of like the transit isn't done yet because Mars isn't out of Gemini. He's like still has to go through all of the degrees of Gemini before actually getting out of Gemini and into Cancer. So we're still feeling like the aftermath of all of that stuff that the retrograde brought. And because it has to do with drive and motivation, that and the body and like your actual physical body, the health of your physical body, to be able to take action, it very much affected you almost like directly in that area. It also affected your relationships as well, because your Mars is in your 7th house of relationships. And in your 6th house, which is the house of daily routine, health, physical health, you have the North Node and you also have Uranus. And that's something that's really significant, because the North Node is basically saying this is something that you need to focus on. But Uranus is saying, I'm going to bring in things that are unpredictable, things that make you feel uncomfortable, things that change it up so much that you literally have like no idea where they came from or why they're here. And the whole thing is that the key is that you need to focus on changing your routine. Is that if you stick with the same routine over and over and over and over, what ends up happening is that stagnancy starts to set in, right? If you're not able to literally like exercise or move, right, the body becomes stagnant. It becomes like tired, right? And so all of these things you're just experiencing extra heavy right now because of whatever your experiences that you're going through. But then also the astrology gives us insight into why this could be happening. So it's just saying that you're needing to do something different. You need to change it up. You need to do something different. And however that, flows for you, however that shows up for you is your choice and all of that. But something has to change about your daily routine, your daily life. And if you're not changing it, then things are going to happen in your life that will force the change upon you. And so it can be disruptive, it can be uncomfortable, but it has to happen. There kind of is no other way around this shifting and this changing. And so the more that you can, obviously, I mean, you do have to get rest if your body needs rest, but the more that you can somehow change up the routine, even if it's just a little tiny bit every day, you will be more aligned with the energy that is inviting you to do that right now versus resisting that. So ask yourself, where in life do you feel resistant to change, and in your daily life, in your daily routine? And that will give you a clue as to how this is really truly affecting you. Jenna asks, how much longer is Mars going through Gemini? It's going to be a while. So I'm going to just kind of do this, and go back a little bit. Okay, so Mars is not entering Cancer until March 25th. So right after the spring equinox, Aries season, right when Aries season, or Cancer season. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, Aries season. Sorry, I was like so confused. Aries season starts and then Mars enters Cancer. So March 25th is when the full transit is like over and we're done with that whole Gemini thing. So it's been heavy, but it's definitely something that's been affecting you very strongly because you do have that Mars in Gemini. Okay. So next we have, I'm going to switch back over here. Next we have Rachel. After Rachel, we have Jeanette. After Jeanette, we have Jessica. Let me check the list one more time, just in case. Oh my God, that's so funny. I don't think there's any other signups, but we'll see. We'll find out. All right. Black Butterfly, I am doing well. I love that you're doing this. Yes, these are super, super fun readings. I love doing this as well. So Rachel, go ahead and put up your question in the chat. And yeah, we'll go from there. So a synastry reading with who? I'm going to pull up the chart while we're getting more information. Can you tell me the nature of the relationship? 230 and okay. Just making sure everything's correct. Okay, got it. And the okay, 416. 41682. And okay. We're going to go with 12 p.m. for this person. Here we go. Okay. So let's see. Here we go. Now we have the charts right here. Oh, I've had you look at us before. So you did the Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars look. We have been dating off and on for 3 years. Very strong connection, but brings up some fear and wounding for us both. Feels like a really strong spiritual connection or soulmate. I have never felt such a strong love for someone. Okay. So are you just wanting like me to look at and see what stands out? If last time we looked at Sun, Moon, Venus, and Mars, then maybe we can look at the nodes. Although I feel like I usually talk about stuff like that in the mini readings. But I can take a look at it again. I noticed that your Mercury and his sun are exactly conjunct, which means that you guys have a really easy communication ability, like the ability to communicate. That's really good. And then he has his Mercury in Taurus and you have your sun in Taurus. So that's another really good connection of communication, really good. Although his Chiron is very close to your sun, which means that, yes, it's very karmic. It's not karmic, but with Chiron, it's more of like he really teaches you. Like he's on this really powerful healing journey about learning his self-worth. And basically it's hitting your sun, which means it in a sense you shine a light on his core wound, you know, and that's a big deal because obviously that's going to keep coming up over and over, right? Soulmate relationship. Let's see. I would say that adds a bit of a kind of a karmic connection. You have Jupiter Capricorn and he's got South Node Capricorn and it's in the 5th house of children, romance. You magnify his South Node. Like your Capricorn really magnifies his karma, really kind of expands that theme between you guys. And so, yeah, in a sense that does end up being a strong, you know, relationship that is karmically connected. Let's look at North Node stuff. Where's your South Node? Your South Node is in Sagittarius, right? Like I recognize the 1984 charts, and next to Uranus, and it's in your 4th house of the home. He also has Uranus right there. Well, the fact that, okay, so here's another interesting thing is like his Jupiter is in Scorpio and you have Saturn and Mars in Scorpio. And that's a very intense energy. Just in general, having Saturn and Mars in Scorpio is really intense, when you had your Saturn return, it's very, very likely that you dealt with some kind of death situation, either a death in your family or a death in friends or things like that. But he magnifies that for you. He magnifies that energy. And so it can get a little bit really, really not aggressive, but like Scorpio can be, there can be, karmic connections to that. And the fact that the South Node is now currently, actually, the South Node is currently in Scorpio. And so it's going over all of this for you guys. And so communication for you specifically is being, affected. Now, when I look for soulmate stuff, I look for Juno. And well, Jupiter can also be a soulmate marker. And it really is on how do you define, soulmate relationships. I believe we have soul contracts. You would definitely have a soul contract with this person. And I mean, there's more insight that you could get if you did like an Akashic reading in terms of the soul contract. Like, what is it really about? What are you guys really here to learn from each other? And, but with the Junos, it's like you have Juno in Gemini. He has Juno in Capricorn. Okay, so I see the powerful connection. Okay, so your Jupiter in Capricorn, his Juno in Capricorn. That's it right there. Yeah. So that's definitely a huge, soulmate connection for sure. That doesn't mean it's meant to like be forever. That's what's really, really important to understand, is that a soulmate doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. A soulmate doesn't even have to be like a friendship. A soulmate can be like someone that's in your life that you have a soul contract with. Now, is it romantic in your case? Yes, right? But the truth is that it's not always, especially if there's karma connected to it, and there's definitely karma connected to this relationship, because the Juno and the Jupiter in Capricorn are connected to the South Node in Capricorn, and that makes it karmic. And then with his Chiron on your sun, that also makes it just like there's a lot of deep healing that needs to happen. So I would say, yes, it's definitely a soulmate relationship. More accurately, it's a strong soul contract, and more information about it can definitely be like gained by the Akashic record readings that can dive into those kind of things like soul contracts. Also, the Atlantean astrology readings are also good at understanding soul contracts, although those Atlantean astrology readings focus on the more than just one relationship. That's the only difference. But yeah, so hopefully that answered your question, Rachel. Thank you. And next we have Jeanette. Thank you guys for being here. The list is wide open. I will definitely check again to see if anyone else got on the list. Nope, that's it so far. So we got Jeanette and then Jessica. That's where we're at. You're welcome. You're welcome. I have literally been having so much fun with the Akashic record reading. My mind is really getting blown. Like, why? I'm like, wow, this is so, like, I just feel right now, I feel just amazed at everything that today. I actually had another reading also with another one of the graduates, Joni. And in that reading, I received the message of like, you need to take a step back and look at everything that you've done. Look at how much you've actually completed. Like, you have to look at it, and I haven't had the chance to do that because I've been so crazy busy. But today I actually felt like, wow, that was a really beautiful confirmation of how, all the work that I put into this, all of these readings are the manifestation of like literally what I created. And it's blowing my mind. It really is blowing my mind. Okay. Jeanette says tarot, open for what comes through, especially about letting go of what needs cleaning up energetically. Okay. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, teachers, for being here with us this evening. I would like to ask that you clear the cards as well as my energy so I can be that open channel of intuition, of grace, of these messages to flow through to Jeanette right now, who is looking for clarity about what needs cleaning up energetically and anything that she needs to know right now, anything that needs to come through, but also anyone else that is getting a reading tonight on the channel. Satnam, 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 Satnam. Waheguru. All right, we're going to do a 5-card pull. I'm going to pull intuition. What is intuitively, what should she need to understand intuitively? All right, what is the challenge for her in this moment? What is the overall theme that can help her understand? What is the wisdom from the ancestors for Jeanette? And an animal spirit. Okay. Loud and clear. All right. The very first card that you get is, let me find it so I can show you. You got actually 3 major arcana cards and the eagle. So strong, like a heavy message is coming through. Not necessarily heavy, but very like strong, potent is a better word. The magician is the very first card that you get. This is the fairy godmother, the French fairy tale. The magician is a helping hand. She has the ability to change raw materials into something wonderful and dreaming into doing, but she is only the helping hand. It is up to the protagonist to use her support, moving forward to do the right thing. Do you know what comes up for me with this card? It's a very different reading than we normally think about the magician. What comes up for me is that you are like the fairy godmother, giving to everyone around you. And no one realizes that they need to do the work themselves to actually heal or whatever it is that they're really truly needing. And so it's almost like they're relying on you, people relying on you, and they don't realize that they need to rely on themselves. Like you can offer the help, you can offer the wisdom, but the truth is that they really need to rely on themselves. And somehow I feel like they're not getting the message. That's the first thing that I'm getting. The challenge is the King of Wands. And it is reversed. But this is a beautiful, kind of like a firebird. It's actually the phoenix. So interesting. The King of Wands is a symbol of strength. The legend of the phoenix spans many cultures, but in all of them, the firebird represents nobility, rebirth, strength, and loyalty. So this is the message that I'm getting from the phoenix upside down, or the phoenix reversed. The phoenix is rising from the ashes, right? So the challenge is there's a transformation that either wants to happen, is ready to happen, it's on the precipice of happening, but somehow it's not. Like something is holding it back when there should be a full-blown like transformation, revelation, mutation, and awakening. What we get is, instead of that, we get like a lack of harmony, we get weakness, we get, volatility. It's almost like it's impounding on itself. Like the energy that should be coming outwards is actually turning on itself. And that's your challenge, is when you're wanting, to reach out, but somehow it's getting turned on itself. Hopefully that resonates for you. And that has to do with the energy. Like you're like, how do I clean up energetically? It's like you got to let it go. You got to let it move. You got to let it like burn up, become the ashes so that it can rise from the ashes like the phoenix. Overall theme, you get the Fool, who is known as the Little Mermaid in this deck, but she is reversed, so another interesting energy. The Fool rests on the pinnacle of a decision. She is ready to dive out of her subconscious, the ocean, and into the physical world to transform from an animal into a human. Now, this is the story of ascension. She is carefree and excited by a new life, regardless of warnings. However, if she's reversed, this is apathy, hesitation, a faulty choice, doldrums, and recklessness. So this is, instead of going out there and being excited and going on the journey and jumping out of the subconscious, it's like this being stuck in the subconscious. It's being stuck in the shadow, right? It's being stuck in that space where there is no clarity and the inability to take action, because the Fool is about taking action. And so the overall theme is that there's an inability to move forward. And that's because the transformation is not being allowed to happen, or is not happening for some reason. The last card, or the wisdom from the ancestors that you get, is the Moon, but it did come out reversed. So you're getting a lot of reversals, which means that the energy feels like it's not moving forward. The energy feels, in this case, a little bit stagnant. The Moon card reversed. The Moon is the subconscious. Again, the theme of the subconscious. The Moon is the subconscious and all its illusions, potential pitfalls, and the possibility of self-deception. Here, two tanukis, shape-shifting raccoon-like animals, each stare at a different moon, though it is not clear which is the real one. It's the reflection. It's like, what is your reflection? Ooh, it's like that Mulan song. How or when will my reflection show who I am inside? When will my reflection show who I am inside? The interesting thing is that this is actually a positive message, because the Moon card upright can feel very emotional. It can feel almost fearful, you can't, it's too much emotionally. There's melancholy, there's insecurity. It's the emotional realm that can be very much uncomfortable, right? But when this card is actually reversed, it means that joy is actually coming in. And this is the message from your spirit guides. Joy is coming in. There is enlightenment around the corner. There is a revolution going on. You are revealing deception, and there's a feeling of relief. And how beautiful to end this reading with the eagle. The eagle is basically the most powerful animal. It flies the highest, so it's very close to the sun. So it's known to basically reach for God, right? Fly with God. The eagle flies with God. And so this is all pervading power, the truth seeker, and the transformer of karma. So the eagle is not going to let you not clear the energy. The eagle is going to bring it. And when I mean bring it, I mean bring it. The eagle doesn't mess around. It takes the shortest route. For example, when you're using your MapQuest or whatever, or you're trying to get directions to go somewhere, and there's a couple of options, right? We always choose the shortest option, right? However, when it comes to eagle medicine, the shortest option is the quickest as well. The quickest towards enlightenment, the quickest towards healing, which means usually a huge tower falls. We got to go through the process faster than ever. It's almost like a quantum leap. The eagle, I would call it quantum leap medicine. The noble eagle emanates the light of the sun, right? And interestingly enough, you did just get the moon. So it's like getting the sun and the moon in the reading. This great bird is both physically and spiritually strong and represents mastery over the elements of fire and air, passion and the mind. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown. This is it. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into the karmic fire, the phoenix, for the sake of your own transformation. The eagle pushes us to be our best and brightest selves and stops at nothing to see us shine. Grasp the sun in your talons and hold on for the ride. You are stronger than you think. Eagle child. Wow. Okay, I hope that resonated. That was freaking powerful reading. I absolutely loved that. We have Jessica next. And the list is open, but if no one gets on the list after Jessica, then I'm going to kind of close it for the night. I got to make sure I got to check on my puppies because one of them was, today she threw up for the first time. It was like her first throw up experience. So I had to be with her and I was like, oh, baby. She didn't know what was going on. But I think she just basically, they ran around like crazy outside for over like an hour and a half. And then they came in and she just gulped all this water. And it just went like, it just dropped into her belly. And then she just like puked up all her food from earlier. So I don't think it's anything other than like she just like drank all this water and then so. Anyways, that reminds me of when people have a super quick birthing experience. It's insanely intense, but over fast. Yeah, totally. Yeah, wow is right. Exactly. So we're we're waiting for Jessica to put up her question. You're welcome, Jeanette. Thank you for getting a reading tonight. My son did that last night after swim lessons, drank too much water. Yeah, I think that's what happened because it was like, it wasn't anything like she's not sick. It was just like she's just throwing up her food from earlier. Like, so, and I knew she did that. So I was like, that's what happened. You know how like the mom instinct just tells you like what it was. And then she fell asleep once she was done. She actually puked a few times. Then she fell asleep. And so after, when she woke up, she was like hungry again. So I was like, she's fine. She was like back to normal. It kind of freaked her out for a second though, because she'd never, experienced that before. Poor baby girl. All right. Here we go. Oh, he's a pup too. That's hilarious. Okay. So first time, welcome, Jessica. Astrology reading. Okay, there's your info. What time were you born? The question is about work. Okay, my Chiron is in the 10th house and in Cancer, and I have a feeling the shadow of that is coming out. So curious about how to heal that. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I puppy sit and that's rough. It sucks when they're little. You know what I mean? When they're little. Because like she had no idea what was going on. It's almost like she thought there was something wrong. But I was just trying to comfort her, So, let's do this. Oh, that's fucking hilarious, Rachel. Oh my God. What happened? All right, so we are going to... Okay, here we go. Okay, awesome, Tim. I'll add your name to the list as soon as I see the notification. I didn't see it come through yet, but awesome. Okay, so we got May 9th, 89. The time is 2:38. And the location. Okay. Here we go. So, what am I seeing? What am I seeing? What am I seeing? Chiron, shadow. Okay. Okay, well, I see that. I mean, I see that. That's a pretty big deal. Because you've got like the moon, Mars, and Chiron. It's not just Chiron. It's the moon, Mars, and Chiron. And so there's a lot there. Because Cancer, the sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon, and you have the moon in Cancer, which is a strong energy. Chiron is our core wound. Chiron represents our core wound. And so whatever sign Chiron is in, it is going to bring up something that we feel insecure about. What are you insecure about in terms of the energy of Cancer? It's most likely connected to relationships. I'm guessing that this for you personally has to do with attachment. That either there's a toxic attachment or an inability to see healthy boundaries. It also has to do with emotions, your feelings, understanding what you feel. The truth is that you need to pay attention to your feelings, because with Mars in Cancer, you can't do anything. You can't take any action unless it feels right. Like the emotions really, they kind of control you in a way. So it can become a very kind of interesting dynamic when it goes into the shadow, because that's what Cancer does. It becomes enmeshed, and it becomes attached, and it becomes unable to respect boundaries. And so that's why when Cancer energy gets too attached, people get turned off by that, It's not fun, because then it becomes like in a sense, almost like an unhealthy bond, or an unhealthy, when they call it the trauma bond and things like that. And so that's really what's happening. Now, the interesting thing is that this is in your 10th house, and this is the house of career and life path. So everything I just said can apply to your relationship to your career, your relationship to your life path, your relationship to how you're here to show up for the world. You got to heal that insecurity within yourself. That's part of, and you may have to do that in the public eye. Like, people will witness your healing journey. That's what that means. 10th house is where people will witness you. And then you become the example, right? Leadership starts here in the 10th house. It awakens here in the 10th house. And so leadership for you really has to do with stepping into understanding your feminine self, your sacred feminine, because Cancer is also the goddess of the moon. It's the moon goddess, right? It's like the whole reason why I do the moon goddess training, which actually, I know wouldn't normally say this, but with all this Cancer in your 10th house of career, this might be something you want to look into, How do I do career, quote unquote career, in a way that fits me and my skill set, right? So there's a lot of deep intuition. There's a strong psychic energy, but at the same time, if it's unhealthy, it can become, like I said, very toxic, very emotionally toxic. So this has to do with dealing with your emotions. So you got to pay attention to your emotions, pay attention to how you feel, when you feel this, when you feel that, when this happens, how you feel, etc., etc. And this brings awareness to that healing journey that needs to happen in general in your life. So that's what I got for you. Hopefully that resonated for you. But yeah, it's significant to have that's an interesting placement for that. And I will tell you also, I don't know if have you gotten a starseed reading from me? I don't know, but in the moon at 16 is very close to the Sirius star, which is very much connected to ancient Egypt and goddess Isis. So the high priestess is also the energy of this moon. The moon goddess, the high priestess, goddess Isis, ancient Egypt, all of that is connected to this energy. And this moon right here is on that star. So it says that you are a Sirius starseed, and Sirius was the star that basically told in ancient times, it told of, it was the beginning of the ancient Atlantean year. It always began when the Sirius star rose with the sun. So hopefully some of that, resonated for you. Thank you again for getting a reading, Jessica. So I need to go check it real quick because I actually only saw one notification come through, but I'm going to go check it right now. Okay, I see yours, Tim. Okay, so we are ready for your question, Tim. And then after that, it's Chelsea. Okay. That's really resonating. Thank you, Jai. I'm thinking about the Moon Goddess training. Oh, really? Cool. Yeah. So check out, did you get to watch the video that I did? I forgot to mention that. Awesome, Chelsea. The video that I did in the new platform, the new global community, which you can get to by clicking the link below, is a Q&A session, an info and Q&A session. So make sure that you go check that out, Jessica, and anybody else that's interested, because I gave a lot of information, and I'm going to do another one in a couple of weeks for anyone who's interested. And all of these free events will always happen in the new platform. So might as well just create your account and join us in there. It's actually a really fun place, a really fun hangout, honestly. Okay. Yeah, Jeanette says you will love the Moon Goddess training. I love that. Okay. Tarot Oracle guidance on career. All right. Awesome. What does Tim need to know about guidance on career? What's the biggest challenge going on in the moment for him? Okay. Whoa. What is the overall theme? Okay. And wisdom from the ancestors. It is, unfortunately, Tim. It is. But I, you know what? Like I should open it, Whoa. Okay. It's just right now, that's basically how it's, coming out to be. But Tim, my husband and I are wanting to provide some kind of a program for men. Of course, he will guide that. But yeah, so you're not the first person that's asked me about that, because I always wonder, I'm like, should I open it, to males and females? I know I have to ask the goddesses. What do you guys think? Okay. Here we go. Let's take a look at this. We go into so much about the female body and stuff, and that's why it just makes sense. I know. It just makes sense, But yeah, I think that's the main reason why. It's like we kind of get pretty personal in there. Okay. Woo. Excuse me. So the very first card you get is the Queen of Cups. This is Yemoya, is from Nigeria, a Yoruba deity. The Queen of Cups represents the surface of the, oh my God, Raessa. Dude. The sun god training. Dude, Horus. What? Okay, how about Horus Mystery School or something like that, dude? That's insane. That's so cool. Okay, the Queen of Cups represents the surface of the subconscious. The goddess Yemoya connects those on land to the depth of the spiritual plane. She is mysterious, but also a kind and caring mother. Jeanette says, I would love the masculine perspective and insights. Ooh, good feedback. So this is so funny because this card is about femininity, warmth, empathy, the counselor energy, and intuition, which is all very moon goddess-like. They need a space too. Yes, I agree, Lucida. So this is telling me that, like, it's funny, has a lot to do with feelings and emotions. This energy has a lot to do with nurturing. It's like nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, also taking care of others. But there's something about emotions, like the emotions, tapping into the deeper depth of emotions for you is really important to do. Like understanding how you feel about your career, you know, how you feel about it is tap into you may have, can't remember. No, you're a generator, right? Can't remember what your authority is, but either way, tap into how you feel about it, which is obviously the more feminine aspect of ourselves. But tapping into how you really feel will give you a lot of guidance as to your career in general. The biggest challenge for you right now is the Ace of Wands, and it did come out reversed. Now this card is known as the magic paintbrush. It represents inspiration, a sudden creative force. The magic paintbrush embodies these qualities with passion and daring. The magical moment right before the ink hits the paper and all dreams and possibilities are within reach. However, it came out delayed. It came out reversed, which means there's delays, there's bad news. It feels like there's a creative block or wasted talent. So what you're experiencing right now, the challenge is that all of those things, it feels like the creativity has stifled. And so what can you do, about it? Or what are kind of the energies, the frequencies that are leading to that or contributing to that? And it makes sense here with the Queen of Swords reversed. Turandot, an Arabic folktale. The Queen of Swords is a fierce and exacting force. Turandot does not forget betrayal, so her judgments, while fair and principled, seem brutal and cold. Still, she's open-minded and intelligent and can be charming and witty when she chooses. So what's happening right now is this card being reversed, which is in the overall theme, is bitterness, vindication, judgment, malice, pessimism. That's what's happening, is this lack of creative force, which is also very feminine. So the inability to tap into, to let yourself feel through this specific thing going on, to let yourself actually feel what you're feeling, whether it's grief, happiness, whatever it is. If you don't let yourself feel, you will block your creativity, which in turn will create that feeling of bitterness and, pessimism in your life. So what do your spirit guides want you to know about this? 7 of Wands. Look at that. So we finally get this really intense masculine card. This is actually John Henry. This is so weird. The American folktale from Alabama. The 7 of Wands represents an indomitable force. Against all odds, John Henry stands up for what he believes in and is willing to fight to the bitter end. His courage and resolve is an inspiration even to those who disagree with him. This is about endurance, attack, fighting for your beliefs, perseverance, and mounting a defense. So honestly, in a very masculine way, right? You tap into the feminine side of everything. You allow yourself to understand things, from a feminine perspective. But then when you're ready, boom, you take action and you do it because it's really, really important, because it's something that you really, really strongly believe in. And the phoenix. Okay. The phoenix rises when you finally take the action, right? Choose to defend yourself. Take your power back. The phoenix is one of our spirit animals. Let me find it. Must be the first one. Okay. Here we go. Freedom from suffering and past karma reincarnation. The phoenix represents transformation, the transformation of our past. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage. The phoenix employs an advanced technique described in yoga as the burning of impurities through practice and dedication, tapas. The essence of the phoenix is with us when we realize we have been suffering too long and something must change. We take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long list of fears and aversions. At that very moment, the spark of the phoenix is lit, and the great bird helps us burn through our baggage. We no longer run from who we are, what has happened to us, or what we have done. The stuckness and dead weight fall into the ashes, and a lightness and clarity emerge. That's the Queen of Swords upright. As the stagnancy continues to smolder, the phoenix lifts our spirits up, and we begin to recognize ourselves again. May we catch a glimmer in our eye that wasn't there before. Look closely. It's a sign the fire of transformation is upon your wings. The phoenix and the first chakra. Okay, this has to do with root chakra. So this has to do with issues of having or not having. Feeling secure or feeling not secure. Having security or lack of security. The ancient yogis believe that our heaviest karmas reside in the first chakra. This earthen center is also called Muladhara, or our root. The ascent of the phoenix begins here, and as the entanglement of karmas is slowly burned, it rises from the ash towards the navel center. Again and again, it makes this journey from the first to the third, purifying our essence, freeing us from the past. So what you're dealing with right now is an old karmic wound that is connected to your career that is coming up. It's coming up through your root chakra, needing to be burned and processed and like moved through. So actually really, really powerful reading. Thank you, Tim. All right, we got Chelsea next. And Chelsea's going to be our last one, unless someone else got on the list. This is where we're going to end it. So go ahead and put up your question, Chelsea. Yeah, totally powerful reading. Okay. You're welcome, Tim. All right. Love reading for Chelsea. I have been receiving a lot of signs and guidance from my guides to prepare my energy for love connection over the last few months. And I have some big events coming up in the next week. And you feel like you might meet somebody at this event, these events? All right, here we go. So the very first card that you get is the Magician. So that's kind of a fun sight to see. The Magician is all about, she's known in this deck as the fairy godmother, the one who is the helping hand. She has the ability to change raw materials into something wonderful and dreaming into doing. But she's only the helping hand. It is up to the protagonist to use her support moving forward to do the right thing. Originality, self-confidence, skill, a breakthrough, resourcefulness. What I'm getting from this card for you, Chelsea, is that the universe, and I'm sure you know this, but the universe can bring someone into your life, can introduce someone into your life, and can create sort of like the magic, you know, like you attract people into your life. Like we all do. We attract the people that we have our soul contracts with. And the truth is that it's really up to us where it goes. And so what it's telling me is that trust in yourself through this experience, right? It's about not relying so much on what's out there, but fully immersing yourself in yourself, in your own understanding of yourself, and from there approaching the situation that may or may not show up. So the universe is definitely giving you a helping hand. That's kind of what I'm getting, is the affirmation of that, like your guides telling you to prepare, because like there's love coming. So the universe is like, the universe has your back. It's important for you to remember that it's not going to do it all for you, right? That's what's coming through. The challenge. Let's take a look at the challenge card. Is the Strength card. This is Tamlin, a Scottish fairy tale. The Strength card is about willpower and determination, focus and persist. See, this again, this continues what I just said. It's like the universe can help so much, and then it's up to us to do the rest. You know what I mean? It's just up to us to have the determination, the willpower, the focus, the persistence, the ability to confidently stare at any challenge in the face and overcome it. This is not physical strength, but a purity of heart and purpose. So you have to be clear in your heart space, and you have to be clear with your purpose so that you can manifest the most beautiful thing from this relationship or this connection that is coming through. And this is about being courageous, the having conviction, being in control, feeling determined, and having patience. Strength. See, the funny thing about strength is that we think it's amazing to have strength, but you only get strong by dealing with things that make you strong. And the things that make you strong are really difficult and challenging things. So at this time, it could be that there's something, hang on, let me tap into this. Hang on. Strength. The challenge. This is a challenge position, right? So the card is saying that the challenge is you stepping into your full willpower and your full strength and confidence and all of that. For some reason, right? You may feel really confident, but for some reason, there's that tapping into that heart center, because the Strength card is the Lion, right? It's the Leo card. And that's the card of the heart. So to me, it says a lot. Trust your heart. Trust your heart through this all. I've been receiving a lot of signs and guidance. Oh yeah, I saw that already. I started having dreams of a man I had never met a few months ago, and then I came across him in real life, and now I'm meeting him in person this next week. So so it's definitely, you already kind of are thinking that this might be the person. All right. Let's go into the overall theme. So I want to point something interesting in that the first two cards have two women on them. And the second two cards have like very masculine men on them. But the two cards that are the women cards, or the females, they came upright. And the two that are the male, the masculine energy, they actually came reversed. So That might be significant. Two of Wands reversed. This is Roman mythology, Janus. The Two of Wands represents travel and commerce. Okay, so that confirms you're like, I'm gonna have events coming up, you know. Janus is the god of doorways and transition. He's able to look past to the past and the future in order to make effective decisions. He is always in motion, connecting dreams with actual possibilities. Wait, what the beep? However, this is reversed. This came out reversed, okay? Sorry, my nose is itchy. Indecision, doubt, fear of the unknown, and playing it safe. Overall theme, indecision, doubt, fear of the unknown, playing it safe. Who is in that space, right? Yeah, crazy. And then we get, and this is interesting. This is actually very interesting. The Two of Cups came out reversed. And this is Enkidu and Gilgamesh. Sumerian mythology. The Two of Cups is an ideal relationship that faces difficulties. Gilgamesh was a tyrant until Enkidu was created for him to be his equal in every way. Through their initial meeting was rocky, they came to love each other very much as opposites who complete each other. WTF is going on right now. This did come out reversed though, because technically the Two of Cups is like, oh, soulmate, right? Happy relationship, partnership, attraction, connection. However, reversed, imbalance, discord, separation, incompatibility, power imbalance. Whoa. So there's some karmic stuff connected to this. There's some triggers connected to this. Like it's not just like, you know, fun and flowers. Like there's some serious sort of discord connected to this. And I have a feeling, I feel like it has to do with what is, you know, I would ask just for your own contemplation, not to answer in the chat, but like, what has been your relationship to the masculine in the past? Right? Have you healed your old karmic wounds? And do you know what you're bringing to the table, really, truly, honestly, to manifest whatever is here? You know? Those are really important questions to ask yourself, because the first thing that happens is we get triggered. And then it's what you do with that determines literally everything. But a lot of these cards are really, really cool. The Camel. Resourceful, independent, knows oneself. Again, coming back to you and your strength and your confidence. The camel can handle absolutely anything, as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease, even in the face of excess heat, judgment, or anger. The camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't really, to be completely honest, I don't believe in the whole like mainstream twin flame thing. And the reason I say that is because I understand the twin flame to be something very, very different. It's actually related to sacred geometry in the Merkaba. I teach about this in the Moon Goddess training, like who are the real two true twin flames. It's also found within human design as well. It's nothing of what mainstream spiritual things have to do with twin flames, but this reading is screaming twin flames. The reason I say that is because 2 feminine cards, 2 masculine cards, right? The positive and the negative. The yin and the yang, you know, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, the opposites that attract, the dualities that come together, 2 upright cards and 2 reversed cards, right? I mean, all of this is just screaming opposites attract, which could also have to do with this person being this also being a very strong soul contract that's about to come in, that's going to trigger you, right? Hot diggity dog. That's going to trigger you. You know what I mean? It's going to be powerful healing. That's why it's like, get ready, because you're going to become strong. You're going to become strong through this. And somehow, like, it's not, I don't see like, oh, it's just like, yeah, like divine connection, but like really raw, like just raw. Yeah. Anyways, I hope that resonated for you, Chelsea. It was kind of crazy. I've been working on healing my wounds to the masculine and stepping into my queen energy for the last few months. My guides have been telling me this for months. Yeah. So that was crazy. That was really fun. I'm like, well, shit, like I don't really believe in that stuff. It's not that I don't believe in it. It's the mainstream idea about it that I don't believe in. I believe that relationships trigger us. I believe that it's like the Venus sequence. Like in relationships is where we grow and we go strong. Hey, Rebecca. And that's the only place that we do, right? That we grow is in relationship. And so the strength that is the challenge for you right now you can work on yourself while you're by yourself and waiting, but it's really, the real work doesn't start until the relationship arrives. So get ready. Get ready. It's going to be a journey. All right. Whoa, this is the kind of connection I feel like I'm into. I'm into. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, Tim, what is Imbolc? I am fixing to watch next. Just wanted to know the definition. So awesome. That was a great broadcast that happened Monday. And Imbolc is the festival of the reawakening of the earth. It's part of the Celtic wheel. It happens exactly in between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. And yeah, that's basically it. That's what I talked about yesterday. So it's a festival that it's usually traditionally celebrated February 1st, but it's a big deal because it's when the earth starts to reawaken, and that's what we celebrate. I'm actually going to have a celebration of Imbolc in the membership, in the Starseed membership tomorrow night. We have our Imbolc ceremony. So if you want to join us in that, you have to create your account in the new community. Link is below. And then once you're in there, sign up for the membership. You'll have to basically subscribe on the website. And then once you pay for it and stuff, it'll appear in your account. The membership will become active in your account. But you can kind of follow the things and then visit our website and sign up on the website. So yeah, very, very cool. All right, you guys. Oh my God. Okay. We're complete for tonight. Thank you so much. These readings were freaking amazing. I am so happy that I decided to do this. I was going to do it usually Wednesdays, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it tonight so we didn't miss it this week because we got a lot going on this weekend. We're moving up to that full moon in Leo. So thank you all. Please join our new global community. There's a link below. The Moon Goddess training is now open for registration. I have an info and Q&A replay session in the new community that you can watch for more information. I will be having another one soon. And our Starseed membership live event happens tomorrow. So join us for that. Thank you so much and have a beautiful rest of your week. Sat Nam.